Texas's longest-running governor is claiming a recent election was rigged. Former Governor Rick Perry has a bone to pick with Texas A&M University. Bobby Brooks was named the new student body president despite having 750 fewer votes than his competition. Robert McIntosh was disqualified over voter intimidation charges and for not providing the receipts to glow sticks used in a campaign video. Former Governor Perry called the election, quote, mockery of due process and transparency. Governor Perry suggesting the university's decision was based on a, quote, quest for diversity. So this is our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on our Facebook page. We've posted the topics for you there right at the top. You can also send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us live here in the studio is our senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico, Democratic media consultant, Mustafa Tamiz, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst, Jackie Valley. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the latest is Bobby Brooks has now written a letter to Governor Perry inviting him to come to A&M and work with him on how they can move forward with their common goals. Meantime, there's talk of a lawsuit by the other guy who lost. What do you make of all this?
Well, the young man who lost did file suit and asked the judge to take depositions into the investigation into his glow stick gate issues here. So we'll see where this goes. My question is, Jackie Valley, doesn't the Secretary of Energy have better things to do, like learning what the Department of Energy actually does, than intervening in the student government election at Texas A&M University?
Okay, after my many years of working with then Governor Perry on water and transportation policy, I have gotten to know him on a personal and professional level. And he does lift up diversity. That's one of the first things I do want to say. But most importantly, he also has a very strong sense of what's right and what's wrong. It doesn't surprise me at all that he's weighed in on this because he is a very active alum, always has been. And the fact that he's not in Texas full-time will not change that.
Do you think that the fact that the young man who lost his mother is a big Republican donor might have something to do with this?
Well, Governor Perry once said he appointed a number of people and someone accused him of favoring his donors, and he said, well, naturally I support people that support me. So he doesn't see anything wrong with that. But the challenge is that when he was asked on a Republican debate years ago, you know, what's the third name of the department, it was Department of Energy that he forgot.
That he was going to delete.
That he was going to delete. And then when he was appointed Department of Energy, he didn't know what it was supposed to be. And by self-admission, these are not things that I'm saying, that's what Governor Perry said. So he's willfully unprepared to take care of the nuclear plants across our country, and rather than studying that, he wants to get involved in a college election.
So this student body election is now in the court system in Brazos County. The Secretary of the Department of Energy is involved in a student body election at Texas A&M University. Why?
He wrote an op-ed. He's not involved in it. He probably won't be involved in it after that. He's vocalized his opinion, a right that he does have to do. He does have that right. This gentleman who is now currently the president did lose the popular vote by 750 votes.
Before?
And as we've heard, many liberals and Democrats, they're still saying in day 65 of our current president, he's not, quote, my president, because he did not win the popular vote. So, you know, the liberals and Democrats should be very happy that Governor Perry is doing this.
Hang on, hold that thought. Let me go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media. There should be a buzz about this.
Yeah, let's check in with social media right now, see what people are saying. The Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2021 says they stand with Bobby Brooks. So no surprise there, maybe. Andy loves music. She's an A&M student, and she's been taking the other side on Twitter, and she says, I think there's more to this student body president stuff going on than meets the eye. I don't think we're getting the whole story. And she adds that he didn't provide receipts for something he didn't even buy, is what people are saying, and they were from the Glow 5K he worked, so there were no receipts, is what some people are arguing.
So is Glow Stick Gate about whether or not he bought these glow sticks or not, or is it about whether or not the kid who won is gay? Is that where this thing is all about?
I don't really care. I just want the Secretary of Energy, who's responsible for our nuclear plants around the country, and many important aspects of it, is to learn his job, because our safety depends on it, rather than get involved with things that he should have nothing to do with. And if he doesn't care about this election, if he thinks it's not fair, and if he wants to be Democrats, as Jackie says, what is he going to do next? Lead the marches around A&M?
As a former alum, he has every right to vocalize his opinion. That does not in any way mean that he is not learning the duties or learning the policies involved with his current position. That's a far stretch to say because he wrote an 800-word op-ed that he's not doing his job.
Isn't there
800 words is a lot of words for Governor Perry. We all know that.
Hang on. Isn't there something to be said that student government elections should be dealt with by student leaders?
And it is. And there is something to be said about people vocalizing their opinion. We all have said it on this show many times. It is their right. And the fact that, you know, he wants to demean our governor and say that 800 words is a lot for the governor, again, even though he's not in Texas, he is a man who's highly respected by a majority of us. It may not be him.
But when the former governor and the Secretary of Energy intervenes in a student government-led election that was decided by the student leaders, not the leadership of the A&M, when he intervenes, that takes it out of the student leaders.
Intervention is going to the president and saying, look, I don't agree with this. Writing an op-ed is his opinion. His right.
Look, it's completely his right, and I would not take it. He's an alumni. I would not take it away from him if we all felt better that the nuclear, plants around here were regulated by somebody who knew what they were doing. The fact that we don't, the fact that he himself said he didn't know anything about it, makes me nervous that he is spending time doing things that are not his job.
We'll leave it right there. We'll see what happens in Brazos County District Court with Glow Stick Gate as it winds its way through the courts. We'll be back in about 20 minutes with another really good topic.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks so much, guys.